I just shaved. I just got a stash here. Welcome, everybody. This is our emergency pod. We could not wait for tomorrow's draft podcast. We needed to do this immediately. The Knicks just made a game-changing trade. The Knicks have traded for Mikal freaking Bridges from the Nets. The Nets, by the way, that we were told by numerous analysts would never trade with the Knicks. We were told that so many times. Don't think about it, guys. The Nets have never really traded with the Knicks. They're not going to trade with the Knicks.
I didn't believe it.
Boom. Boom. I mean, now, I will say what helped is that apparently he forced his way. He forced his way to the Knicks, which I appreciate. Now we no longer have to listen to people tell us nobody wants to be a Knick. Somebody just forced themselves to the Knicks, so that's clearly not the truth. And I appreciate that. I like that Ian Begley said that we still want OG and Anunoby. I can tell you this right now, Joel. Nobody, and I mean nobody, and this is how we'll know, Joel, if the media is biased. If we can keep OG and Anunoby and Isaiah Hartenstein, if they don't have the Knicks in the top 3 teams for a championship next year, that's hate.
Excuse me, what?
Did you not hear me at all?
You said something about hate?
Oh, my God. What were you laughing at?
I just a Nets fan.
Oh, you know a Nets fan?
I know a handful.
Ooh. Get him in here. Get him in here.
It's just funny. No.
I love that Kazim tweeted out Thanos. Thanos completing the Infinity Gauntlet. We now have our complete Nova Core. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Yeah, man. We got one of the best GMs, bro.
This is wild.
Oh, and someone made a good point. Someone said Bojan's only making $3 million less than Mikal.
Yeah.
So that's why the Knicks feel like it won't affect look at Mike. Mike, I love you. You should be in here with us, Mike. Mike knows the deal. Mike knows the deal. He knows it's the Nova Knicks. Come in here, Mike. This is a celebration. I just bought champagne. We're about to get lit out here, Mike.
Man, he Uber eated it. Bring it right over.
Bro, it was only in this moment I realized how many Knicks fans I follow. That's all my feed is.
Dude, that thing came up. I was like, no. So I froze because I thought it was a lie.
Mike's at the beach. Shout out, Mike. We still love you, though, Mike. Hopefully we see you tomorrow.
Milwaukee?
Damn, Mike. Damn.
I'm kidding.
Damn, dog.
I'm kidding. They have lake beaches, right? I think.
The lake beach? All right. This is Joel speaking. This is not me, Mike. This man is talking.
That's not what it is, right? They're not near the ocean.
This man said lake beaches.
Lake beaches. They got lakes.
Yeah, come on, but give Mike a little bit more respect. That's that man's home.
But that's what it is.
He said, I'm at Lake Michigan.
Yeah. There's no ocean over there in the middle of the fucking country.
Mike said he's right. I'm just saying, Mike. He said it. He made it sound like a slight. I didn't like it. I needed to protect my guy.
He said beach. I just don't think of beaches in like Wisconsin. So it's like, I'm like, what's over there? Oh, the lake's there. That makes sense. Sorry. Just we detoured there for a second. Anyway, the Knicks.
Trayvon, if you got the photo, let me know if you got it.
Hold on.
So you guys know, because I know you guys are like, wait a minute, Trayvon. You don't know Trayvon for sports. It was Trayvon's idea for us to do this podcast. That's how much this man loves the New York Knicks.
For this news.
It's crazy. Trayvon is a New York Knicks fan.
Yeah.
He said, do the podcast now. I don't give a fuck about y'all having worked about nothing. Do the pod. We're like, all right, shit. Trayvon's the boss.
Oh, my God. What is happening right now?
Is there more stuff happening? You know what's so funny about all this happening?
What?
Everyone thought this was going to happen this weekend because the Paul George stuff. So they thought all this would start happening Saturday.
Sense. This is wild because it still hasn't sunk in. You know what the next domino is, right?
What?
Archie Diacono. When does he come back?
Oh yeah, you're right. I disrespected him. I'm sorry. The Nova Corps can't be complete without him.
Now,
You're absolutely
Archie,
right.
You need Archie. Now without
You're
Archie,
absolutely right.
There is no Nova Corps, right?
Bro, Prime. I told Joel, I said, tell Prime, wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
this is.
Shout out to Mike. My timeline is nothing but Knicks and Superman.
Same here. It's just Knicks and Superman everywhere.
Hey, when I saw it, it was crazy because it came from Woj first. You know, there's a fake Woj account out there. So
right,
I'm sitting there, sitting back drinking a beer, I'm staring at television. I was watching the WNBA Commissioner's Cup, and I'm just sitting back, and it pops up, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I click on it. I'm going through every letter in Woj's name to make sure it's because I'm looking at the right tweet, And then all of a sudden, as I'm doing that, I get another drop down, and it was Shams, and I said, "Oh yeah, that's legit, bro. That's legit."
I'm going to tell you this. This won't truly sink in until October, was it 21st?
Mm-hmm.
When No. I'm sorry. This won't truly sink in until they have that press conference. When they have that press conference and you hear Josh Hart in the back, you see Dante DiVincenzo in the back, Jalen Brunson in the back, Ryan is on FaceTime because, he's not allowed back yet. But having the whole Nova Corps in support of when that happens, bro, I might cry. I might cry.
Like, we're probably making a bigger deal of it than it actually is. But for us, it's huge. Mainly because we didn't think it was possible, a lot of us.
Hey, look at this. Look how powerful the Mikal Bridges trade is. DJV doesn't even like sports and said, "We here, baby. Let's go, Knicks." DJV, we appreciate it, man. Hey, you know what, DJV? It's so funny because you, like a million other Net fans, are about to become Knicks fans. So we welcome you guys.
I'm sure like the Net fans are not happy right now, considering they definitely loved Mikal Bridges, and I get it. But whoa, we gave up basically 5 firsts for this man.
I gotta tell you this, Prom. The best news was Ian Begley reported this. The best news about this trade was that apparently Mikal Bridges asked for it. He asked for it. He told the Nets he wanted to be a Knick, and his representation made it known: if you don't trade him to the Knicks, we will let every other team know he only wants to be a Knick. So you can't even trade him anywhere else. That's what Ian Begley was reporting. And I'm like, damn, so Josh Hart picking on him all season worked. It literally worked.
They will add him to the podcast.
Oh, he's about to become part of the podcast. Might have to now become the Nova Corps. You might have to just call it the Nova Corps and bring Dante in, bring everybody in.
Yeah, I see Begley is talking about too.
It's everywhere right now.
But he was talking about Hardenstein. He said looks like it might become unlikely he's coming back.
You said unlikely or likely?
Unlikely. It says he expected to be a top target for several teams. Mm-hmm. With the offers that Hardenstein is expected to command, it's become increasingly unlikely that the Knicks will be able to retain him.
Here's the only reason the Knicks won't retain him. The Knicks won't retain him if somebody is insane enough to go over the number we can go for Hartenstein. You're willing to go higher than that? You must look at Isaiah Hartenstein like he's what, Rudy Gobert? Like who y'all think he is? So God bless you. If you're willing to top our number, have him.
I mean,
I can't be mad at it.
I mean, what's the most we were willing to give? I think it was 18. Something.
No. I don't mean the most we were willing to give. I mean the most that we actually can give.
I think that's the max, like 18. I think we could go over, but that's kind of good. Now you're pushing it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying if someone's willing to go, because you'd have to give Isaiah an astronomical number, because your number can't be comparable to ours, or he'll stay here. So the only way you can get him is if we bring our number down,
who would do
or
that?
you go insanely high.
Like, who's going to do that? I mean,
I can tell you who should do that. OKC should do that. You got to get Chet Holmgren out of that center position. You got to get him out of there.
I don't think you have to. But
I think you should. I think that man would work way better as a 4 than he did as a 5.
So the question, you know it's coming. So here's the question.
Who starts?
is this move? Do they already have something on the table? You think, and some talks involving Julius, or do you think they still want to try to sign OG first?
I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I would say if you're the Knicks, your mindset shouldn't be on who's going. That's actually under contract. To me, if you can keep OG and you just made this move, you have to keep Randall. If you can keep Randall, OG, you bring in Mikal Bridges. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with Isaiah, but you still have Mitch, right? If you can shore up that bit, because think about this. Let's say we keep OG Anunoby, right? We're going to fantasize. We keep OG Anunoby. Our starting lineup is Brunson, Devo, OG, Randall, and let's say Mitch, right? That leaves you a bench of McBride, Mikal, Josh Hart, right? That's your main bench. Everything else is moving around. Right. Everything else is moving around. I don't start Mikal Bridges. If you want this team to literally be a knockdown title contender, you need that kind of firepower coming off the bench. You just do.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be, I know he wants to be there, so we'll see how much. Because is he going to be cool with coming off the bench?
I don't think he should have let me just say this. I've always had an issue with guys that weren't superstars having an issue coming off the bench, because why is being a sixth man a bad thing? Jamal Crawford made a career out of it. Lou Will made a career out of it. Why is that a bad thing?
Not a bad thing.
That's what I'm saying. Mikal Bridges was a sixth man before he got traded from Phoenix.
He was a starter in Phoenix.
No, but not Phoenix. Sorry. Wait, what team did he originally start on?
Phoenix.
Wasn't he coming off the bench? He wasn't starting from day one. No, wasn't it when Chris Paul and Devin Booker were there? But when Chris Paul was there with Devin Booker, wasn't he coming off the bench?
Started. Small forward. Eventually he became a starter and stood that way.
Interesting. I thought he was coming off the bench for them.
Cam Johnson was in and out. By power forward. Sometimes he played small forward. He was in and out of the starting five.
That man's a power forward. Don't ever put it. He doesn't shoot.
He can't handle enough to be playing small forward or defender. Yeah, he probably.
Which is weird. You can't be that tall and can't defend.
I think he was drafted as a shooting guard, and he's like 6'8". It's crazy.
This is a crazy day.
This is crazy.
Day.
This is crazy. Well, I mean, the next big thing obviously is take care of OG. Got to re-sign OG.
You re-sign OG. Prime, I said this to Joel. I'm curious about your thoughts. Joel didn't hear me last time I said it, but I'll say it again. If you get OG and Anunoby and you keep Randall, if the Knicks aren't looked at as a top 3 team in the NBA, not just the East, in the NBA, that's hate. I don't know how to classify it as anything else, though. That's hate.
You know how they do us, though.
Because first of all, I gotta make this known. Also, I just blocked Stephen A. Smith. It's not. I had to. I'm sorry. I can't do fake fans right now. I need real, authentic Knicks fans celebrating right now. I can't have that guy. I still believe that guy showing up to Game 7 is why we lost as badly as we did. That man is nothing but a jinx.
You ain't 100% wrong, sir.
Because you can't prove to me that those two things don't correlate. All right. But okay, so let's play this out. The picks. I'm glad we dealt the picks that we dealt. The picks to me didn't matter. Shout out to Mike and Didge because one of them picks was a Bucks pick, so we appreciate y'all. Y'all doing your service to make sure that the Nova Knicks became complete. We appreciate you guys. But the picks didn't matter to me. And the only player we had to get rid of was Bojan. I'll tell you this. This was a prime example of why when a player wants to be somewhere, you got to voice it. It's the best way for the team you want to go to get what they want and for you to get what you want. Because think about it. We gave up nothing. Nothing. We didn't leverage our future, right? We didn't trade for Mikal Bridges like he was prime Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, our future still looks bright.
I do want to know what picks we have left.
Yeah.
For what? For what years? Like the years coming?
I
Or
want to see what all our picks are left because we gave up 5 picks. I'm just curious how many are left because we had, like I said, we gave up both of the picks are last year for next year. We gave up the Bucks pick and we gave up our own pick. Right?
They didn't mention the Dallas pick.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about
that's this year. It's already out.
But I'm saying the fact that we still have this year's
we have we have all our picks this year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm curious: are they going to draft it, or are they going to try?
Well, they could draft, or they can. Well, we'll see. Right now, they could always.
That's what I'm curious
for more depth if they want. But
I'm surprised if you're the Nets, you didn't want this year's picks. That's what I was shocked about. You want future shit.
It's not the strongest draft.
Yeah,
so they probably want
the weaker ones in a while.
Yeah, so
that's fair. But if you're the Nets, because now I believe if you're the Nets, unless you can pull some Houdini shit and get like a Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell, you're rebuilding.
Oh, so no,
for me, I would have traded for as many assets as
they're absolutely rebuilding. There is no chance they're competing next year. They're crashing.
No, I'm saying they might now try to push for Donovan Mitchell. You now have the assets to go for him.
They gave up one of their best assets. What's the point?
What's the point of going after Donovan?
Yeah, what's the point?
You still got to sell tickets. How the fuck are you selling this team?
They're Brooklyn, not selling out. It don't matter.
No. I said sell tickets. I didn't
say sell out
tickets.
One of their best assets.
Sell tickets.
But why would Donovan not want to go there?
No, Donovan doesn't have a choice. He's not a free agent.
Well, he has a choice. He could stay in Cleveland for whatever amount of years.
Oh,
yeah. They're going to offer the extension.
That would be wild. If that's what kept him in Cleveland. I don't want to go to Brooklyn. Fuck it. I'll stay here. Fuck it.
I mean,
my option.
Either stay in
I'd rather be in Cleveland right now than in Brooklyn.
I mean, there seem to be. They got Kenny Atkinson. They just hired Kenny Atkinson. Yeah. I like Kenny Atkinson.
That is fair. That's hilarious. I'm just laughing because I'm thinking of all the Net fans when they got KD and Kyrie, the amount of shit we had to weather. And now it's just like, you guys had to do a rebuild faster than we did.
Oh, 100%. This is
just saying.
This is the best thing for them, in my opinion.
We said that though. We just didn't think that they would ever trade Bridges to us. We said the best thing was to just tear it down and start over.
Now that they've decided to move away from Bridges, I think the best is to get as many young assets as they can. You know.
Mm-hmm. But you know what this does do? Let's be fair. Let's talk about it from the Nets perspective because this whole thing will be about the Knicks. Let's talk a little bit about the Nets.
I can do that.
There is one person that is very happy Bridges is no longer in Brooklyn.
Who's that?
That's Cam Thomas. That boy is about to try to go for 70 every game.
It's officially his team.
He has to be sitting at home doing the Birdman hand rub. Like, yes. Yes. So I am happy for him because he has game. But I will say his game kind of reminds me of Jordan Poole. He's too streaky. He's not consistent because there was no dominant ball handler on that team that should have taken away from you kind of exploding more than you did. So for me, now it's like, okay, you do have a young piece you can use to move forward with. It's not like they're bare bones now in Brooklyn. So that is something for Brooklyn fans to look forward to because he's not a scrub. That kid can ball. Just can he ball consistently? That's really the only question. Yeah, Josh Hart was relentless. Yo, Mikal Bridges finally hit my line.
Is he the next guest on the show, or are they going to add him to the show?
Mitchell Robinson is this week's guest. Maybe Mikal Bridges, even though he's already been a guest, he was actually their first guest.
He was one of the first guests.
He was the first guest.
That's crazy though. If he's guest, because especially with everything that's floating around out there about him. That'd
be hilarious. You know what's funny, Prime? Mm-hmm. Is that in that Mikal Bridges interview, out of nowhere, Josh Hart unzips his sweater, like his jacket, and takes it off, and it's a Knicks jersey. And his homeboy says to him, like, "Is that supposed to mean something, Josh?" And he goes, "Nah, man, it's just it's just so hot in here." Mikal Bridges is like, "This guy, man. Come on, man." Like Mikal is just like, stop trying to get me in trouble, Josh.
So stop. Saying the Knicks are determined to keep OG, but now
I saw that.
But Prime was saying it might be more difficult to keep Isaiah.
again, to me, I'm fine. I never thought the Knicks would actually be ballsy enough to go do this and it actually work, right? Because we heard yesterday they made calls about Mikal Bridges, but of course they're going to make calls. They're going to make calls about anybody that might be available.
Mhm.
I just never thought it would work. That was where my, I thought the Nets would try to pull some Jazz crap where they're like, all right, yeah, give me Brunson and Randall. I'll give you know what I'm saying? Like some crazy shit.
The Knicks are not hard capped to 178 first apron. They're in the first apron by taking more salary than they're sending out.
To me, I'm completely okay with that because if salary really becomes a problem, the Knicks would just ship out Mitchell Robinson.
That's
so
right,
yeah,
that's without signing OG and Isaiah. So like,
right. And I will say this:
salary will be being sent somewhere.
Somebody was saying earlier this morning that even if they don't keep Isaiah, they would still be interested in trading away Mitchell Robinson and then using this draft to go get big men.
Right.
Excuse me. I'll say this. The only reason why losing Isaiah would hurt tremendously, I don't know of outside of Jokic, obviously, but I don't know of a better passer as a big man in the league today, outside of Jokic, than Isaiah Hartenstein. I was just watching highlights of the Knicks earlier today. He finds back doors. He sees guys as they're cutting.
He's a great passer.
He's a phenomenal passer, and he's not interested in points. So he's
definitely
always
up there. I'm putting. I might be in the minority in this, but I'm probably putting Embiid in there too. Though Embiid is.
Oh, you know what? I'll give you that prime. I don't watch Embiid enough, so I'll give you that. When
his head is in the game, he's a good passer.
I mean, he should be. I mean, you draw a double every time you breathe. So I mean, you should be finding open guys like it's no tomorrow. But Isaiah was so ingratiated in the culture of what the Knicks were last season, right? Mm-hmm. Him stepping up when Mitch went down, him arriving. That's what it felt like. Like this was his arrival. Now, mind you, it was a contract year. Most people have arrival years in their contract years so they can get paid. But he was such a glue for this team. So the idea of losing him is definitely going to hurt. What do you guys think about? I know that the Knicks weren't mentioned in these teams that were looking at this guy. But if we do lose both Mitch, not lose, but if we trade Mitch and lose Isaiah, what do you guys think about a plug-in like Brook Lopez?
I mean, you can't fucking get traded Mitch without getting hopefully something in return.
That'd be interesting because I mean, you know who I'd love for the Knicks to go get?
Who, Drummond?
Well, yes, Drummond. Drummond, we've been wanting for a while as a good backup. I'd really love the Knicks to go get Steven Adams. I'd really like that. Just a stonewall guy, right? That can rebound really well. I mean, his defense is sometimes left to be desired, but man's a brick wall. Man's a brick wall. I'm just trying to think of plug-in guys that we don't need to put that much into their future because they're old.
I mean, right now,
Steven Adams and Drummond makes sense.
Steven Adams is preparing to become the backup at Houston. So
yeah, and I can imagine he wouldn't want that. So come be a starter here in New York, doggy. Come be our starter.
Yeah, to be traded here. I'm not sure.
You know what I'm really interested in? I'm really interested in if you trade Mitch, is this finally the time where Tibbs goes, all right, Jericho, you got rid of everybody, dog. This is your time. Whether it's, you earning a starting position or you just being our backup.
Right.
Jericho is a team option, so we can either – we don't even have to resign him technically. It's like – so that means we can either keep him or let him walk. Right,
that's what I'm saying. I'm curious if you let both those guys go because it would be you letting them go. Are you interested in Jericho Sims stepping up or are you kind of just like, nah, we're just going to find elsewhere, whether it's in the draft or free agency?
I don't know. We got to look at some of the bigs that are
He's probably going to still find himself on the roster. Remember, I was the one that was saying I'm ready to move on from him.
Yeah.
But if we're going to end up losing, if we lose iHeart, And then whatever may or may not happen with Mitch, I mean, that's probably depth again, even if he's still the third guy, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh wait, hold on, Trayvon. I'm gonna send you this to put up because this is interesting. Our GM's daughter posted this earlier today, like she was in the meeting or some shit. Hold on. She knew what was up. Yo, this whole family, this whole Knicks culture is so different, bro. It feels like crazy. Put this photo up, Trayvon. This shit had me dying when I saw it earlier, and now I'm looking at it like, wait a... Did she fucking know something? She must have knew something. I do like that Adrian said the Knicks are loading up at wings to match up with the Celtics. Yeah. Funny thing is, I don't think we needed the load up to match with the Celtics. We just needed health. Like, we needed to be healthy.
It don't hurt.
It don't hurt when you got those kind of guys. Trayvon, how do you feel about this? How do you think this season will go? How do you think this will change?
People want to know, Trayvon.
People want to know your sports takes, Trayvon. They want you to stop being so quiet.
Idea. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Trayvon, you're supposed to pretend, man. Come on.
No, I can't do that.
God.
I'm just here to put up pictures.
Why does man sound like Marshawn Lynch? I'm just here so I won't get fined.
You want me to put up this picture you just sent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This shit had me in tears. Bruh, his daughter tweeted this out. Not tweeted, but put this as her Instagram story earlier this morning. Like way earlier this morning. She knew something. She knew some shit. She was sitting in a room while her dad was talking to the Nets. Like, yeah, all right. Be patient, Knicks fans. We working. How has this man not gotten an award yet? How? Like, what else does he need to do?
He does his job.
Come on, man. People are looking at the Knicks like a laughing stock. He facilitated the right moves to get them to a second seed.
The chemistry, you know what it is? They made that move knowing that the chemistry was working with just those three. So imagine
right.
4.
Right. He's like, what if we assembled the entire Infinity Gauntlet? Like, not just one stone, not just 2. Like, let's go all in. Right?
You know, I hate to say it, but you know the real MVP is
who?
It's Dolan. When the last time you seen Dolan, man? And I mean, like, be honest with you. Like,
I be forgetting he's the owner still.
He finally kept his word. I'm gonna stay out of the way. I'm gonna stay out of the spotlight. I just want to go play with my band 2-3 nights a week. Drink a couple of beers with my old college buddy, and he's just staying out of the way, and it's paying off.
I'm telling you, this new ownership, all they said to him was, "Hey, we just need your wallet, never your mouth." And he was just like, "Oh, damn. All right, shit. Yeah, all right, cool."
He didn't even think twice. And get on the phone, Leon, get on the phone. Everybody to make this move for Mikel. All right, that's cool. I'll talk to you morning. Right.
I'll be honest with you. The way Leon Rose be moving, homeboy might have found out the same way we did. And he called and said, "Oh, shit, how you do that?" "I'm working, dog. Hang up the phone. I got OG. I gotta go hang up. Hang on. I'm about to go take my son and OG and Anobi out to dinner. Go get this done. Hang up. Get off my phone.
I hit you in the morning.
Yeah, I hit you in the morning." He was like, "Why did I have to find out like regular people? You are regular people. I own the Knicks." Shut your mouth. So let's bring this back. So the contracts that we need to worry about, right? We obviously need to worry about Jalen Brunson's extension. We need to get that done now, or he will be very hefty later.
I mean, if he wants to sign it now, then that's great.
No. Notice how I said we need to get this done. Fuck what he wants. Where's his dad?
His choice. That's why.
Where's his dad? Dad, sign for him. All right, let's just get the shit done. So we need to extend Brunson. We need to know if we want to start extending Randall. We need to extend Tom Thibodeau. Obviously, OG Anunoby. Obviously, Isaiah, like you guys were saying, is probably on the outside looking in. Mitch is a guy we need to make a decision on. And the thing I love most about this...
more important if we lose Isaiah. We need to keep him, man.
And the thing that I love most about this Mikal Bridges trade is there's 2 years left. I like that. Because what you can do is, if it doesn't work out, no problem, right? Especially if you can keep OG Anunoby, no problem, right? especially on that final year. If you can't get a deal figured out with him, you trade him for assets at that point, right? And then we just reshuffle this thing, you know?
Shuffled up.
But I assume Mikal Bridges wants to do this long term. But then you got to make decisions, right? Because then you got to go Devo. Do you want to keep Devo at that time? Do you want to keep Josh Hart at that time? You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, Joel, Devo just signed a 4-year deal. So he would be entering year 2 out of that 4. Josh Hart signed a 4-year deal last year. So he's entering year 2 of that deal. Yeah. Excuse me. We know Randall, the situation with Randall. Randall is the most interesting one, right? Because if you listen to anybody, they're like, no, just trade Randall for Paul George. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I feel like Paul George would fit the way that Julius Randle could fit. The way Julius Randle played unselfish basketball in that month of January with OG and Brunson, it can't be ignored. It just can't. Like, the man was still putting up numbers, was passing the ball, making smart decisions because he had a roster he could trust, right? And it was like the workload wasn't on Randle. Randle getting 30 was just Randle going out and getting 30. It wasn't like it, bro, if you don't get 30, we're out of this. Nah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this OG and Anunoby thing, man, is going to get real interesting because if he doesn't re-sign, Prime, I'll start with you. If OG does not re-sign here as the Knicks, who do you then look at? Do you look at Jimmy Butler? Do you look at Paul George? Where do your sights go if we can't bring back OG and
I'm just probably being more focused on just stabilizing that middle. I don't know as much as I would like to maybe focus on somebody like a Jimmy Butler. We're hearing all of the talk as far as Paul George. I don't know if I'm ready to make any of those moves. I really don't at this point. You know, I'm just still thinking about just continuing to build depth, solidifying that middle. And, see what we can get out of it. Maybe, like I said, maybe we can get a Drummond over there, fill that middle as a backup, get somebody else who's comparable, whether it's through the draft or, we luck up in another move. But I'm not all in on making any of those happen. Now, if you're going to ask me between those two, if it came down to those two guys and say they did make some type of move, out of the two, oddly enough, I'm probably in the minority, but I would probably say PG. Granted, I know he's older, but I think I'd probably favor him over that. But other than that, man, I'm not really pressed about going out to make another move of that caliber at that point. Just let's get the depth going, let's get that middle solidified and see what we got.
So if we can't keep OG and Anunoby, you just want to kind of plug and play.
No, I missed that part. He said if we don't keep OG.
Yeah, if we don't keep OG.
Even more so, I would double down for me. If we can't keep OG, then I'm thinking maybe find a way to get PG.
Now, to get PG, you got to get rid of Randall.
Yeah.
Randall and probably Deuce.
Okay. And
you good with that?
I'm fine with it.
So you're good with a possible lineup of Brunson, Devo, Mikal Bridges, Paul George, Mitchell Robinson.
You can make it work.
You really don't like wait, what was the starting five?
Now,
I said Brunson, Devo, Mikal, because Paul George, and Mitchell Robinson. I had Mikal at the 3.
I'm missing something. No OG, right?
Yeah, I said if we don't
keep OG,
if we can't keep OG. Yeah, if we can't keep OG.
I do think you have to upgrade. You have to. I ain't gonna say upgrade, but you still gotta think defensively. If you're gonna lose OG.
If we don't keep OG, I think it makes things easier. I think all you do at that point then is just go Brunson, Devo, Bridges, Randall, Mitchell Robinson, and then you just spend all that money you would have on OG shoring up your bench. Go get Bruce Brown. Go get guys like that. Go get guys that can shore up your bench. And then you just essentially do what you did last year, which was guys that fit the system, right? No big name guys that just fit your system. And you can essentially just plug and play.
Now, I'm going to tell you, if that were to happen and that was the lineup per se, and we're keeping Mitch, I definitely want another veteran big man.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm with you there. That's completely fine. But to me, I'm sorry, and I might just be overthinking this, but I'm not stupid to believe that you went and pulled this trade as fast as you did because you thought you could keep OG. You went and made this trade to let the basketball world know if I can't keep OG, I got the next best thing.
Nah, I can agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So it was to let everyone know we're not as desperate as you guys think. We're not about to go into a bidding war with you. If you want to pay OG way over market price, go pay OG way over market price. We just went and got our possible OG replacement. Now, if you can keep OG, that's probably the best six man you can go get, right? In Mikal Bridges. So for me, it's the idea of they're playing this very well to where there is no form to which the Knicks need to be desperate. And that's what I love about them going and making this play. Because now you're not coming from a sense of desperation, right? Because we were all thinking, 2 hours ago, shit, man, if OG doesn't come back, we got to start doing some drastic shit like Paul George. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we got to do?
Oh, yeah.
You go make this play. Now you're kind of sitting in the driver's seat like,
you kind of protecting yourself to somewhat, regardless.
Right, right. To where you have a great backup. Because we're not going to sit here and act like we didn't think Mikal Bridges that one year was playing Defensive Player of the Year caliber defense. So I'm like, it's not like Mikal Bridges is a slouch defender. Now, he ain't OG. OG's like Darrell Reeves. but, you know, Mikal Bridges is like what? Brandon Browner? like what? Who's the next best thing back at that time, right? Who's the next best thing? That's what he's like. But Joel, how do you view this? If we can't keep OG, what do you want the backup plan to be, realistically for the Knicks if we can't keep OG?
That would suck if we don't keep OG. But I think, pretty much same. I mean, it doesn't change anything. If anything, what I want to do with OG, I'll do the same thing with Mikal Bridges.
Right.
Yeah. So like I wanted to solidify the bench. So I would need another. Now Boyan's gone, so like I would need another big wing, preferably a 3-and-D guy, and another big point guard. I want a bigger point guard, but that's really it. Same shit. Same thing.
And here's why this Mikal Bridges thing is even smarter than even people are giving it credit for. You now at no point need to always have Randall or Brunson on the court. Let's not act like Mikal Bridges can't go get buckets on his own. That was an issue with OG. He wanted more of an offensive responsibility. But as he came here and became more comfortable, he seemed like he just locked in on being that defensive guy, right? And if he's wide open in the corner, he's hitting. He never really, especially when Randall went down, never really was like, all right, I'm the second best player. Let me go out there and show it. He showed that he's probably the best defender in the NBA, but he did not showcase that he could handle an offensive workload, right? We know Mikal Bridges can. So at any point, we can go, okay, Mikal Bridges, Devo, and Hart can kind of rock out on the court and do their thing while Brunson and Randall are resting. So it gives you that third option that's a legit third option. Now, it's not the superstar people want it to be.
Offensively.
Right. Right, yes, offensively.
I mean, OG is just more defensive. Now, McCall's good defensively, too.
He is.
But he's not. Not many people are OG defensively.
No, he's one of one. Essentially, he's one of one. You said you wanted a bigger point guard, Joel. Would you be against someone like Marcus Smart?
No, but I don't expect to be able to get someone like Marcus Smart.
I'm only saying that because someone had reported like a day or two ago that, you know, the Knicks were making calls for a couple of players, and Marcus Smart was one of them.
He'd be perfect.
But when you say bigger, that is a guy that you would consider bigger, right?
He's bigger width-wise, not very tall. But
no, I know what you meant. I just wanted to make sure that was the kind of caliber player that you were looking for.
Bigger, that's what I mean. Like I wouldn't mind a guy like he'd be great. He'd fit perfectly.
I'm still hung up on Bruce Brown. I want Bruce Brown. The moment that man said he wanted to be here, I'm like, same. So I'm like,
I love
that is
Bruce Brown.
another guy I'd love to plug in.
You have to wait till Toronto decides what they're gonna do. Toronto.
I don't think Toronto wants to keep. I think Toronto's
But
focus
they
is
will.
exactly
They
what they
will
just
pick
did.
up his options to trade him. That's what they're gonna do.
Yep.
That's
Right, and that's what I'm saying. The Knicks should be involved in that said trade because their focus is what they just handled. Scotty Barnes, and they're going to handle.
What would you trade from Bruce Brown?
You could definitely trade them draft picks. You can get away with draft picks to get him for sure.
Again, that's why I want to see what we have left. Because we
I understand.
We're gonna run out eventually. Is my problem.
I completely understand, but it would not take more than the second round pick, especially if the guy's making it known that's where he wants to be. It's not taking more than a second round pick. It's not.
I don't know. Because you got to remember, other teams might view him higher. Like, we'll give you a first.
And look, and I'm okay if I'm the Knicks saying I will gracefully bow out.
I'm just saying.
You may have him for a first round pick, you fucking idiots, but I'm only giving you a second rounder. That's all I'm giving. I might even give you 2 second rounds for Bruce Brown, but a first, no. I'm probably gonna wake up in the morning and go 4 first round.
That's why it didn't happen.
What?
That's gonna be the first thing my brain says. 4? I mean, there was a time when I told Joel jokingly, I'd give up 4 for Mikal Bridges. But that was when Knicks fans were asking, would you give up 4 plus Randall? I'm like, 4 plus an all-star? No.
It was wild.
But just 4?
But they do that all the time. They're like, we got to give 5 picks and Randall for whatever star. I'm like,
you're right.
What the fuck are we talking about here?
Guys, are you not understanding the value you're giving them? It's way greater than the value you're getting back. Like, it's no matter what the star is, 5 first-round picks.
Wow.
Like, I'm in my lifetime, the only player I'm giving up 5 first-round picks plus an all-star for is Miami Heat LeBron James. That is it. I'm not giving up 5 first-round picks and an all-star for anybody else. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's great. That's essentially what we gave Denver. Didn't Gallo become an all-star?
Gallinari?
Yeah.
No, but it was good.
Who became an all-star that we gave them?
Who became an all-star that we traded away in that trade?
That was in that
trade.
I don't think anybody did it.
No, they were just good role players. They were just good role players. You got
Gallo. What was it? That Gallo? Was it Wilson
Chandler
You
and
know why I asked that? One of the years with that team, essentially with the players we gave them, they won like 60 games. I'm like, what the? So I assume somebody had to have been an outsider.
One of those picks ended up being Jamal Murray.
It did. They definitely did. So yeah, that's something we always look back. Just the same way that the Brooklyn Nets gave the Celtics Jaylen Brown.
No.
It's
true.
I mean, the Jamal Murray thing haunts me, but at least he's not the best player on that team. I can rest knowing Jamal Murray ain't leading the team by himself to no goddamn NBA Finals. But Jaylen Brown, he might, right? So you look at that and you're like, Brooklyn, I think you fucked up a little bit more than we did. But no, this is great. And if the Knicks aren't done, and when I say done, obviously they're not done. But I mean, if they're not done, like
definitely not done.
They can keep OG and then still make a couple more moves and not move Randall. Man. Even though if you keep OG and then you move Randall, I ain't mad at the idea of Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby right next to each other. I don't hate it either. I don't hate it at all.
We saw OG at the 4 for a lot this year.
The defense there would be impeccable.
Remember, I talked about
Tom
that
Thibodeau drew.
Length.
Yeah.
You got some length out there to try to defend on that perimeter.
In the perimeter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, you know. That's where they get you.
Yeah, because I'm thinking back to that Pacers series, and I'm like, man, I'm just dreaming the idea of replaying that series, but putting Mikal Bridges on Halliburton and having OG just stake out on Pascal Siakam. That series goes so differently.
Like I said, think about the last 3 exits. People were bombing from deep on us. You go Indiana, you go Miami, you go Atlanta. They were bombing from deep on us. We needed some length out there.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because even though obviously Indiana was shooting the lights out on us, our bigger issue was once OG went down in game 2, we had nobody that could grind them to a halt and force them to play our kind of basketball the way that we did in game 1 and game 2. So that's why I just opened the court for them. Like Pascal Siakam now had his shackles off, and he just went off, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the idea of putting Bridges next to OG, right? And OG staying healthy, big question. That's why I'm not so eager to get rid of Randall if we keep OG. It's like if OG goes down, man.
Oh yeah.
I need Randall. I need, even though that man loves leaving us around the postseason. It's like a thing for him. He just loves it. Like if he can stay healthy this postseason, this team is spooky, bro. This team is spooky. So spooky. I'm hyped for my friends and their sports things. Javon, when you speak like that, you make sports sound like it's like intergalactic, like it's not real. Like
that was supposed to be from my account and not from this one. So that's why it's confusing. But sorry.
He said sports things like we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons or some shit. Like, yeah, you little sports things. It's real, Trayvon. But no, is there anything else that stands out with you guys on this? And then we could talk a little bit about Prime, that Houston move. Because apparently it has they're trying some things.
Yeah, I got the details on that too.
We can talk that. But anything else stand out to you, Prime?
Nah, I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. What's the next move? Like I said, while we were on here, and Joel saw it too. I sent 2 different reports about them being aggressive with the OG. They're going to, be aggressive, and they still want it. So, it's pretty much a waiting game now for us to sit back and kind of just see what happens. Things don't sound too good on the iHeart front right now. So looks like OG is, if the reports are right, OG looks like he's the focus. So we just kind of play the waiting game.
I'll tell you this, Prime, it probably means nothing. But I told Joel, when I saw Isaiah Hartenstein on the podcast with Brunson and Josh, he said something that really struck me, and it still sticks with me today. He said he loved being a Clipper. So much so, he told them, I will take way less money because I want to stay here. Ultimately, the Clippers chose John Wall over him, and that's why he went into free agency. Right. So I'm saying, if he was willing to stay there, right, and take less, we wouldn't even be asking him to take as much less as they were essentially going to ask him to take. We would essentially just say, just trim the fat a little bit so that we can make this a chance. By the way, guys, look at this. The Nova Chords assembled. The FaceTime has solidified that the Infinity Gauntlet is complete. And I love that there's no Ryan here. They were like, Ryan probably called and they kept denying it. No.
It won't stop him from signing in this offseason.
It sure won't. Josh is going to tell me, hey, just give him a spot. Yeah. Tibbs, you don't play everybody anyway. Just give him
player
a spot.
Coach.
Yeah, so just give him a spot. But no, so Prime, I think maybe Wojnarowski and these guys are maybe inflating it too much, right? I think sometimes at the end of the day, what people don't take into account is relationships, right? Now, of course, everybody wants money, but we've seen crazier things. Remember when DeAndre Jordan was supposed to get more money and he was locked inside of someone's house and signed for less to stay with the the Clippers? Because the Mavericks wanted him, right? Yeah. So I'm like, we've seen crazier things happen. To me, it'll come down to, what is Isaiah Hart like? Is he playing at this point for money? Because to me, if you don't take less, that's your way of saying, I don't feel like I can get another contract like this. So I'm going to take it while I can. Right? Which is respectable, of course. You do you. You got a family and shit. I understand.
Fair.
But I don't think we should just dismiss the idea that this culture is something that he really rallied behind, right? And he came here for a reason, right? That mission's not completed. We didn't win a championship. You came here, you said, to win a championship. We didn't win one yet. This is our best chance to do it. Why not stay? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm just curious. Because if he does stay and we can keep OG, it gets real hectic for guys like you. Julius Randle. It really does. It's like, Jules, you're running out of money, dog. I don't really know what to tell you.
That's the problem. Well, that's a 2 year from now problem, or a year from now problem.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a year from now problem, not 2. It was 2 last year. It's 1 now. That's
Well, it's 2 years left, and like by then it's like, are we extending you or not? Well, we can trade you then.
At that point, yeah, we'll trade you. But at this point, to me, I think you owe it to Jules, who was like the Amari Stoudemire of this regime. I think you owe it to him to put this caliber team around him and just see what we can do. Because his value won't go down, right? Like, let's say we get close to the finals but lose, right?
Right.
Julius Randle's stock won't go down. Remember, he's been here going on 5 years. In 2 years out of the 5 years, he's been an all-star.
It's been 2 out of 4.
You know what I'm saying? Right? Say it again, Joel.
It's been 2 out of 4 now, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's going on year 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see how he does next year.
Right. Even if he doesn't, he's shown that he has the potential to be an all-star.
I don't see why not.
And think about it. It felt like last year was an off year, and he was still an all-star.
Well, it started like an off year because he could not.
It did, and he didn't even play a full season and was still an all-star.
Yeah, because he was good.
He picked it up at late November, early December.
They were they were doing 30-point games together.
Right.
Like 30.
They were looking like the craziest Swiss Army knife I've ever seen.
It was the weirdest thing. OG got there and they started scoring more. Like, what happened?
You know what happened? Guys like Devo got comfortable. Devo got more comfortable. They started working a scheme that was very similar to what Devo and Brunson and Hart were used to. We just had a really good rotation going there. Magically, it got better when we lost more people. It was weird. It got better. It's crazy. Not better, but it didn't drastically drop off from where it was. OG stepped up. Brunson took it into another gear. Devo stepped up. Hart coming into the lineup stepped up.
Even when OG went out because we had nobody. It was just
we're still winning games, bro. I'll never forget games like against like the Sacramento Kings where it was just like that was a will. That was our will was greater than theirs. That's what that was. We weren't better. We just wanted it more. That's really all it was. And we took it from them. So for me, Joel, bring up the not bring up, but you got the Rocket stuff. We'll go over that before we wrap up.
Details, you mean?
Yeah. Because there's nothing else coming out. I was kind of trying to buy time in case like the Knicks follow this up with OG and Anunoby.
There was the Nets made another trade today after the McCall Bridges trade with the Knicks. They made a trade with Houston that was all draft picks. Houston got 2025 Suns first round swap, 2027 Suns first round pick, a 2029 Suns or Mavs first round swap, a 2029 Suns or Mavs first round pick, and the Brooklyn got a 2025. A Nets first round pick, they got it back. The Nets first round pick, swap. I'm sorry, and then they got a Nets first round pick. So the Nets ended up getting 2 of their picks back, basically, from Houston for those picks.
And according to Adrian Wojnarowski, apparently they did that with 2 things in mind. They wanted either Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. Apparently, Phoenix wants to stick with what they got, and they want to try to win with what they got. But the Rockets did it with the idea of all the assets that they gave away, we now own and we can give back if you give us one of those guys. So it'll be real interesting because I can tell you what, if we think this free agency is going to get crazy, if some of these teams that have too much talent don't produce, next year's trade deadline might be one of the most historic ones ever. Right? Because you have guys that are borderline, right? So let's say Sixers don't get Paul George or OG Anunoby. You bet your ass if they're not a top 3 team, Joel Embiid wants out. 100%. 100%. 100%. That's not even a question. We know if you look at Durant wrong, he wants out, right? You don't know what the situation is in Milwaukee, right? How they can reassess that team. I can't wait till tomorrow. We can talk to Didge and Mike and kind of pick their brains on how they think they can retool that roster to get them to where they need to be, right? Obviously, their biggest issue was both their guys being injured. But even if they were healthy, I don't know what the future held for them in any of the series going forward. But this is going to be real interesting because I think a lot of guys might stay pat, right, and then maybe reassess, deep into the season and go, look, it's just not working. Let's do this. This isn't working. Let's do this. Like hell, Joel said it. Even Donovan Mitchell could be that kind of guy. He could say, you know what? I see the Knicks just made their move. Clearly, I can't go there. Right now, just hold off. Play this season through and then make a decision afterwards whether I want to force my way out or not. Or that team could underperform. Come trade deadline, Donovan gets dealt, So I'm like, there's a lot of things that could happen either this offseason or trade deadline in this upcoming season. So I'm like, Rockets is definitely a team to look out for, man, because they have pieces that could launch them into contendership. But they're going to have – I'm telling you, any trade you want to make, whether it's getting Durant or Devin Booker, first guy they're looking at is Jalen Green. First guy they're looking at. First guy.
Not even a question.
Don't even mention picks. They're like, no, I pick Jalen Green. Let's start there. And then tell me what draft picks you want to give me. So once you do that, your mindset at that point is Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, and whoever that star is you bring in, that's your big three. That's what's going to lead you, hopefully, to the promised land. You said what, Joel?
Pretty good.
You said who?
Sengun.
Oh, no. That's no disrespect to him, but I'm saying as far as payroll, payroll always dictates how you should view your player. And if Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks are your highest paid players, that's your 1 and 2. Now, I'm not saying that what's his name isn't out there balling his ass off because he was last year. I'm just saying payroll to me always dictates how you should view your players.
Yeah, but they brought them in because they needed vets on the team. That's why
100%. I don't disagree.
I will say, but VanVleet had a good year as their point guard. They brought in a vet point guard. They brought in Dylan Brooks to be their defensive guy. Really,
Mm-hmm.
They brought him in there to be.
Yeah, and he thrived in it. Hey, Dylan Brooks was hitting some game-winning threes a couple times this season.
Shit. I mean, that's what he does,
Right. But don't get me wrong, Joel. I don't view Fred VanVleet over Jalen Green. But I'm just saying, payroll-wise, that's how you should view it. You should view it as that's your 1A. You're paying him like it. You better not be paying him that money to be a 2B.
Contract, yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So, because, Joel, you're the one that always told me that when I'm like, oh, go get this guy and bring him off the bench. You're like, that's way too much money to come off the bench.
I know. Well, they're not benching him. I'm just saying.
No. I'm just saying value-wise. If you're paying him that much money, that's
the best players realistically are probably Green and Sengun.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, that's without a doubt.
Now, VanVleet runs the offense. Like he's the leader of the team. He's the adult in the room. That's why they brought him. That's why they overpaid for him. It makes sense.
Right. Yeah, I completely get it. But I'm saying if you want
they had to pay some money too, because they were just throwing money. They had to spend the money, or they lose the money.
Right. I'm just saying if you want to go after a Kevin Durant or a Devin Booker, you got to know those two guys you just named. One of them is gone. Probably both if it's Kevin Durant. If you're going to have to Kevin Durant, probably both of those guys have to go. But that's why I'm saying realistically, if you do pull off a Kevin Durant trade, it then does become Fred, Dylan, Durant. That's your big three. Unless you finagle it and find a way to send off Dylan Brooks and keep one of those two young cats, Phoenix, you might get burned down if you let them do that. You better go after both them young boys. There's some dogs, but no, this is a great day for Knicks fans, man. This was the one move that we all unanimously wanted, but never thought it could happen. It was like the pipe dream, right? So the fact that it happened, damn, Joel, when things like this happen, we got to be somewhere live, because if they could have caught your reaction, that would have broken. We would have been headlining SportsCenter tomorrow. Just your clip, you screaming like that.
I was so unexpected.
Yeah. Prime. We were talking about. We had just finished Acolyte, so we were talking Acolyte, and Joel started screaming. He just said my name like 80 times. I'm like, what, man? He's like Bridges. I'm like, what? He's like the Knicks and Bridges. And I'm like, what is he I look at my phone. I'm like, oh my God. No way. I'm like, I get the screaming now. I'm like, I gotta go run around my house and start screaming myself. But no, this is great. This was great. We'll definitely pick this up tomorrow when we talk more about the draft. And, we'll get more into what the Knicks might do in draft day. I'm going to tell you this. This might be probably one of the most boring NBA drafts ever. I don't know anybody not named Bronny. Like, nobody. So, I'm going to let Joel lead it because I'm going to be sitting here like, cool, that was good, I guess. I don't know. Who is it?
Man, by the Prime and Didge and Mike. So they said, for the most part, they all said they'd show. So
so you guys are going to have to lead it because I don't know not a soul. Not a soul. I mean, it's crazy. At this point, I know more WNBA players than I do college guys coming into the league. I don't know none of them, man. It's crazy.
When you learn. Tomorrow's when you learn their names. That's really what it is.
Well, fun. Yeah. I usually pay more attention when I don't know guys. I pay more attention in the summer league. That's when I let guys kind of make their names because I'm like, you can get drafted and then you do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But summer league, I can at least get a feel of like, okay, there's some hype around you. I see how you ball. I keep an eye out. But for me, no, sorry. As a viewer, you got to earn my views. I only watch games.
I've loved the draft for a very, very long time. I look forward to it every year. Even the NFL draft, I enjoy. So it's just fun. It's just fun for me.
I can tell you the last couple of years, man, the NFL draft has broken my heart, bro. I'm just so used to not caring about the draft because the Patriots are like pick 31, like 28, 29. These last couple of years, having to pay attention to who they're drafting has been pain. It's been pain. Oh my God. I'm researching motherfuckers. I'm like, oh my God.
It's fun.
What? No, it's not. It's stressful. I'm like, God, because now I'm putting pressure on them. I'm like, hey, you was number 3. What you finna do? People talking about, oh no, he might be on the bench and shit. Hell no, he ain't. 3? No. You better be taking hits day 1, dog. But no, I know how much Joel loves it, so I'm like, I'm there for my guy, man. I'll learn something.
Let's do it.
I'll learn something for tomorrow, but I'm glad we did this emergency pod. We had 14 people watching this. We appreciate it. It was a spur of the moment kind of thing.
It was great.
Definitely appreciate it because this was unexpected. I'm downloading 2K right now. If you think I'm not about to play a full season's worth with Mikal Bridges on this Knicks team, you're crazy. I might even do it while I'm working. Just scream, and one. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me put you on a brief hold. Just give me a second. Let me enjoy this real quick. But no, this was great. I'm glad, we assembled 4 of the biggest Knicks fans that I know. Myself, Joel, Prime, and Trayvon. DJV with the 6th man coming off the bench with love for the Knicks. We appreciate it.
He's the 5th man. Yay Sports. You see his blue comment?
We appreciate it so much. Just to let you guys know, we are not. He said, "Yay sports ball."
Sports ball.
Come on, dog.
I'm gonna tell you. The way BJV's talking, I swear to God, him and Trayvon are the same person. I swear. Part of me, they speak too similar when it comes to sports. Just so you guys know, we did not cancel Unhealthy and Unstable this week. We were doing it Thursday. We were doing game night tonight.
Too much of that to talk too.
Right. Game night didn't work out, guys. PlayStation and Twitch were down. We couldn't stream, but we tried. So if you guys see a clip on Twitch, we tried.
Enjoy all 6 minutes.
Right. Enjoy the 2 separate 6-minute streams we attempted to do for you guys. But trust and believe, Thursday we will be here talking all the Superman set photos. We'll be here to talk Acolyte. We'll be here to talk House of Dragons, all that. So Thursday, is unhealthy and unstable. Make sure you guys tune in for that. But again, we appreciate you, Prime. We appreciate you jumping on. The first thing I told you was, no. If Prime posted this, he's awake. Tell him to jump. Joel's like, he posted it. Invite him now. Right now. Okay, this is a Knicks emergency. All right, you break the glass for this kind of thing. But yeah, we'll get more into this whole NBA thing tomorrow at 8 p.m. We're going to be doing a unhealthy, unstable special for the NBA draft. That's going to be a lot of fun. Are we doing the whole draft?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, remember, it's 2 days now, so it's first, second round. So you don't have to do this. I'm not going to do the second round, so I'm not going to do
No,
the
I
second
just
round.
mean
like during the day anyway. I think they like 4 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, it's early too.
They
it's
know
early.
people usually don't care.
Well, that's the thing. No one ever cares, and then you're gonna make it its own day. I'm very curious how they're gonna play this out.
Hey man, I'll say this for the Knicks, man. We've gotten some steals in the second round.
We do have
Deuce
one
and-
second round pick, so we'll see. If
Wait.
maybe that's the only pick we end up with. We'll see what happens.
Deuce and Mitch, were they first rounds or second rounds?
Deuce and Mitch were second rounders.
Second round.
So
Yeah.
you found those two gems in the second round. So
Deuce
second
and
round
Mitch.
does matter if you're a Knicks fan today. Like in this
They matter
new
to us.
regime, it matters.
You know.
So you might find Mitch's replacement.
Jalen Brunson
somewhere
was also a
in
second rounder.
But we didn't draft him. We didn't
I know,
draft
but the gems in the second round. It's another
Yeah.
one. You
him.
know,
That's true. And look where he fell into
second
the
round Jalen.
The New York Knicks.
They all
Man.
eventually fell into our trap.
Prime, I'm gonna say this, Prime. If we can keep OG and we keep Randall, me, you, and Joel might have to talk about going to game 1 to start the season. So we might have to do that.
Might have to
You know
do
what
it.
I'm saying? Might have to go support our Nova Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
I'm open to
Just
it.
saying. Yo, is there a way we could possibly get those jerseys made, like to actually wear during the season,
I'm
like the
sure
actual
that-
team?
Bro,
No, like
they're
the
not-
team to wear.
If they're not being made right now.
I'm telling you, man. Call it the Nova
I'm pretty
Core.
sure
Got time.
Call it the Nova
They
Core.
already had them up before McCall Bridges became
That's
an
true. I'm just saying, if the Knicks try to market the name Nova Core, I'm gonna be real mad. I've been saying that for too long.
Oh,
I've been calling them the
it's
Nova
all
Core.
over the place, man. It's
They are the Nova
They are
Core.
the Nova Core, and now it's it. They are officially together, all of them.
All right, guys, that's all we got for you tonight. That's the biggest NBA news to come out of tonight. Looks like there's nothing else. Everybody else is just gonna kind of play a wait and see. Let me see. Ian Begley's just saying that he forced his way out.
I do look forward to seeing the Nova lineup. Like,
Bro, hold on. Is Erica Brunson Jalen Brunson's sister?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She just tweeted, "Wait, I was at the Justin Timberlake concert. What the fuck happened?"
Oh, he's out of jail, huh?
Apparently.
That's right. He's back.
Apparently, he came out of jail high as hell in that one concert he did the other day. His eyes was gone. All right, before we go, DJ V, me and Trayvon front row, game 1. Let's go. Hey,
I mean, if it's free, I wouldn't mind me closer to them, man. All right.
and on that note, guys, we want to thank you. Good night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Till then, peace.
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 Trayvon.